Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since you guys have seen my face. If you're wondering why is it that like I'm hiding underneath an umbrella like I'm Mary Poppins, it's because it's raining. You guys are at the park right now and we're like hiding underneath a tree. It's been raining for a very periodically long time over here in New York. It's been raining for a long time. You guys were actually supposed to come with me on a vlog yesterday. We were supposed to go to like a lock fest that my mom had told me about, but it was raining all day, and I was supposed to do like this big vlog and talk about like my Colombia trip and how that went and all the adventures that my mom and I went on. And we were there for like around 2 weeks. We spent like 5 days in Cartagena and then 2 days in this place called Medellin, which has like millions of people there, and they need like a metro cable to like get around. Like, it was crazy. And then we spent like 2 more days in Cartagena so that we can get like my suitcase back. But yeah, we were supposed to talk about all that and you were supposed to come with me to a vlog, but it was raining all day. And like I would have had to meet up with my friend at his house, and then we go in the rain, and then we go to the culture fest. And I honestly was tired of spending money. I've been to like 2 birthdays this month that required a lot of money, and I just was kind of over it and wanted to give just me and my wallet a break. Even though he said that he was gonna pay for it, but I highly doubt it, just because of like history and experience. And I never need anyone to like pretend like they have something and they don't, like because they think that that's what I like. Like, I'd rather you just be yourself, because I know that I don't pretend like I have money to impress these niggas. Not at all. What you see is what you get. I let them know from the jump. But it's really interesting because I was like, okay, since I didn't really get a chance to take y'all anywhere yesterday, I think today would be a good idea, you know, out in nature and whatnot, where I do enjoy to meditate and clear my thoughts of the world and, you know, what happens at work and everything. To, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had to wipe like some white stuff that was on my mouth. You know when you wake up in the morning and you have like that crust at the corners of your lips and like at the bottom from when you were sleeping all night? I just had to wipe that off. It probably won't even show up because I'll probably edit that out. But yeah, I thought that today would be like a good day to finally talk about therapy. You know, since we're talking about meditating and letting go of your thoughts and really thinking about the things that's happened in the past. So, I don't know if you guys know, but like, and I feel like I talked about it maybe in like a YouTube video I made a while ago, about how after I went to North Carolina, I kind of realized that I really do still need therapy. It's something that I was putting off for a while, just because, you know, you think that like, you know, like you're self-aware enough and, you know, you talk to yourself. Sorry about that. So like I was saying, it's something that you think that like you don't really need because, you know, you're self-aware enough and you talk to yourself, or, you know, you feel like you have like a close enough group of people or a few people that you can talk to about certain things. But I realized that there is also like a lot of behaviors that I had when it came to myself, when it came to the way that, like, you know, I treated like my family and like my mom and grandma, people who have always been there for me and have probably asked for nothing in return because they just love and care about me that much. The way that I was treating them, the way that I was treating like people that I met and, you know, who wanted to meet me and who wanted to be around me and get to know me, the way that I treated them in return, it wasn't the best. And so I realized that I still needed to go to therapy. So there was like this website that I had one on, and I can put the link in the in the description of where I went to get the therapist. But It definitely was trial and error, because it's something that, you know, it's a person that you're really opening yourself up to for the first time. It's like a literal stranger, you know, that you're about to pay to like listen to you and like, you know, your problems and what you've been through and help you to become a better person and to make better decisions. And I wanted to make sure that it was someone that, you know, was obviously a woman and who was also black, and so could recognize like the struggles and the thoughts and the quote unquote competition that I feel I'm in when it comes to life. And I wouldn't have to like over explain those feelings to somebody else who has no experiences within that field, you know? Because I was talking to like my boyfriend currently, and I was telling he was saying how like he doesn't really understand why people, because he's from Jamaica, and so he doesn't understand why certain people, and it could be just a male thing too, but he doesn't understand why people pay for therapy in America, just because, you know, you would have, basically, long story short, you would have thought that you made those friends in like high school or just growing up, as to where you guys have built that trust and you guys have built that bond. And yeah, well, he was like, you know, my homies, I would give them the shirt off my back, and, you know, vice versa. That's the type of people that I keep around me. And he was like, why would I pay someone for therapy when I could talk to you, or I could talk to like my homeboys, you know? And I had to explain to him that I never really had that growing up, you know? I wish I could say that that was my experience, but I never really had that in high school. I was a very introverted kid, much introverted than I am now, at least, you know? I was overweight, but I wasn't confident like I am now. And so I was wearing like a lot of baggy clothes, and I never really put myself out there to talk to anyone, male or female, you know? I only really talked to like the people that were in my medical assistant group, because I went to a school where they offered different programs. Like if you wanted to be an LPN, or like if you wanted to be a medical assistant, if you wanted to be a dentist, if you wanted to like work in optometry, you know, like the people that make your glasses. So I never really had that experience growing up, and I had to explain to him, like, you know, most of my friends that you may see me hang out with or talk to on a daily basis, they're friends of friends that I already have, or they're like they're 95% of my friends are guys. They're guys that we never had sex before because we just don't see each other in that way. Or we did have sex, but it never really progressed into a relationship, whether that was my fault or their fault, or it was a mutual feeling, but we still remain cool. And the few female friends that I have, they either don't even live in the same state as me, or they're so busy working that we see each other like maybe like once a year, or like once every couple of months. And so now we have to catch up on like 5-6 months worth of things that we did, or try to remember that much at least. And so it's not very consistent, and it's not people that I would talk to about a lot of the spiritual things, or just work related, or just regular things that be happening in my life. So that's where a therapist came in. Someone who could be there consistently for me, and also someone that was a lot more experienced. She looks like she's like in her 40s or something. And so, you know, like I said, I wanted to make sure it was a woman, and I wanted to make sure it was a black woman. And somebody who just looked like I could really speak to about the things that go on in my mind. And so her name is Anika. She's from the Bronx. I've been seeing her for about like the first 3 months, about 3 months right now. About 3 months. It'll be 4 soon. And it's been quite interesting. Okay, we're back in my room now. So, what I was saying before, therapy helped me, or it has been helping me, in the sense of like, it's helped me talk about things, or like, the therapist has asked me a lot of questions that, I normally never get a chance to ask myself, like, you know, how did a certain situation affect me, or why is it that I did allow a certain situation to happen, you know, what is it that I'm looking for out of life in like 5-10 different years. And so the first, you know, it's always hard to come into this with an open mind, in a sense, like sort of like spilling all of like your personal business out on the table, but you do have to come to it with an open mind and knowing what is it exactly that you want out of the session, because what you give to the session is basically the energy that you're always going to be returned. So if you don't put in a lot of work towards the therapy and you sort of are closed off and you're guarded and you're not really saying anything, then that's what you're going to get back in return. But if you come to it open and, you know, wanting to do the work and wanting to be open and be honest not only with yourself but the people around you and the people who do know you, who actually do know the real you, then that's what you're going to get back, and you're going to like see the results over time. So that's definitely what I've been working on. And you know, the first couple of sessions, the therapists are basically asking you questions to try and get to know you, like, you know, where do you work, like, what is your job, how would you describe your friends, the people that you hang out with, like, where did you go to school, what was that like for you, tell me about, you know, your family or your parents, or tell me about who you date, like, you know, because all of that factors into how you are as a person. So those are different questions that she asks me, and she'll basically like ask me questions about like the highs and lows that happen throughout the month, because how often that you do see your therapist also depends on not only the amount of time that you have, because these are hour-long sessions and different factors come into place. So yeah, like I said, the amount of work you put into therapy and the amount of work that you're willing to do, that depends on, just how you feel and how open you are to the experience. And if your therapist sees that you're open to the experience and you are willing to do the work, then they're going to give you homework, and they're going to challenge you to ask you questions about yourself, so that, you're sort of, in a sense, like, consistently working on yourself. So some of the things that my therapist and I talked about our last session, like earlier this month, was about, my trip to Colombia with my mom and how that went, and how that sort of like made me think about life differently, and what I take for granted and what I appreciate, and also wanting to learn a new language, so that I'm able to communicate better with other people and get to learn their stories and everything. Because taking a break from school, like once I do finish these classes and everything to raise my GPA, I do want to sort of take a year before I do my master's and like get accepted into a program, and sort of take that time to study abroad and go to different countries and learn about their culture and sort of how it is in everyday life for them. So that's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And so we talked about my trip. We talked about, what happened with my phone. Because I ended up being like a no call, no show for her appointment for me. So I explained to her what happened with my phone and why I couldn't turn it back on. We talked about why I really did need the vacation with my mom, even though I ended up like sort of going with her last minute because of what happened with my student. Because as you guys know, I work at a school for disabled kids. And so the student that I was with for about a year, like the last day before the break, my supervisor kind of just sprung it on me that I was being switched to like a different student who requires many more medical needs and doesn't speak and only kind of talks through crying. And it's about 3 times the size of my student. So I don't really know what the difference is between my old student needing a man and now this kid needing a man. But I don't know. To them, I think that they felt like me and my old student's relationship was inappropriate, and so they decided to switch me to a different kid. I don't know, because it's sort of like damned if I do, damned if I don't. When I wasn't paying attention to him and when I was trying to give him space, I was told that I acted like I didn't want to be around him. But when I was around him too much, I was told that it was looking inappropriate and lovey-dovey. So what was the... It's like, where can you try and meet me in the middle in some way? So I don't know. I told my friends that situations like that sort of show me how companies really feel about you and how they treat you and the lack of regard and respect that they have for you, and why it's better to just use certain jobs like this as a stepping stone towards what you really want to do. So I'm just, like I said, I've always said I'm just using this as a job until I end up going back to school, and so that's what I'm looking at it as, and that's what I need to remind myself before I get too emotionally invested. And so we talked about boundaries and how I have sort of always had a problem with having boundaries, and not only like having boundaries in my life and allowing people to sort of do what they want in my life, but also like me crossing their boundaries. And so we talked about that, and people knowing that I'm a very kind person, and so they only go to me for certain things that they want to go to for everyone. They wouldn't go to anybody else about, and just me, like I said, me allowing certain things to happen because I want to seem like a good person, or I want to seem like a good friend in their life, or because I guess I would want the same thing done for me. And so we talked about that. We talked about how that played into like my relationship with my hairstylist and just different situations that people have put me in because of boundaries, and me knowing that I don't feel comfortable doing something but still doing it anyway, and wanting to go back to school and having better for myself and sort of using this opportunity now while I don't necessarily have bills or certain expenses to go back to school, and like use this as the time to like educate myself and get the job that I do actually want, that will pay a lot better, because I do want to eventually move out. Forgetting how to meditate and take that time for myself. And that's, meditating was something that you guys know that I was doing for a very long time, since I first started this YouTube, and doing it every night and listening to guided meditations and really working on different parts of myself and different parts of like not only my childhood and adulthood. And I always made it seem like, oh, you know, it's just because of my emotions and how that really affected me, and how that distracted me from sitting down and being able to meditate. And I was just allowing life to happen. But really, I had to hold myself accountable and realize I just allowed myself to like kind of not keep myself on track when it came to that, and staging my room and reflecting on myself every day and what I went through for the day and how did that make me feel. And so that's actually like why I appreciate a therapist now, is not only is she very professional, and it will take time for us to get to know each other, and you know, for us to feel comfortable around each other, and for her to not feel like she can't tell me certain relatable things that's happened to her, and how, because it's happened to me, you know, and we sort of form a bond over that. So that's definitely going to take some time. But I appreciate her also in the sense that not only does she challenge me when it comes to certain questions, or why is it that I do what I do, but she also let me know, you know, when I'm wrong and when something doesn't make sense, that she doesn't really understand why I would do a certain behavior, or why I would allow someone else to do a certain behavior. So that's the thing about also a therapist. They're not there to like, you know, make decisions for you or to agree with you 100% on everything and sort of like be your yes men, as I think some people think they do. And a therapist is meant to just sort of help you break down the things that are happening in your life, and they help present you with better options and better choices and just better decisions that you could be making for yourself and for the people around you, or to not make decisions for the people around you and to allow them to be their own person. And I do appreciate the work that she puts into me and making sure that we see each other often enough. And of course, over time, I will definitely let you guys know whether I feel like this has been effective for me, whether I feel like this would be effective for you, how this has impacted me over the course of the year. Do I feel like therapy is something that is helpful? Everything just takes time, and everything just takes getting used to. So if you are considering looking for a therapist, especially as a Black person anywhere in the world, and not knowing who to turn to or who to talk to about certain things, or just a lot of things that has happened to you that you sort of realize that now you sort of need to do the shadow work and get off your chest, I feel like therapy is a good idea. And don't do it if you know that you're sort of like going to half-ass it. And if that makes sense, like, do it because you're trying to take, you know, the first steps towards being a better person, and also knowing that you can afford it, because like I said, unless you have insurance like Medicaid or something, it is very expensive. But if you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions, then definitely feel free to let me know in the comments. And take care, guys, until the next video.
Alright, y'all, so I know that I said that was the end of the video, but I lied. Y'all get a little bonus. So y'all are coming with me to 4 places, actually. I was looking for like the sticky note that I had, but that obviously fell off long ago. So y'all are coming with me to 4 places in this beautiful rain that's been going on for like a week. Y'all are coming with me to the corner store so I can get cones, some raw cones, and an Arizona. Y'all are coming with me to the dollar store so I can get some aluminum foil. I need some sponges, and I need something else, but I can't remember what it is. Foil, sponges, and something else. And then I need to go to the supermarket so I can get some milk and sugar. And then y'all are gonna go with me to Popeyes so I can get some dinner. So that should be a very fun adventure. And y'all get your regular tour of Canarsie in the meantime. So follow me around, follow me around. Alright, so y'all are about to come with me to the corner store where I'm about to pick up a few things. This is the laundromat that's near my house. Y'all are on Flatlands. This is my favorite Jamaican restaurant in the whole wide world. The islands. Give you a little taste of the Caribbean right here in New York. So, and this is a Pop Smoke mural that they have near my house. I think there's like another one that's like our nearest supermarket that's near my house. You know what's crazy? I never really heard of him until he died, which is sad to say, but that's like a lot of artists, I would say, but that's like a whole different conversation for another time. But yeah, I'm about to go to the corner store, get me a drink and some cones. I kind of alternate. There's like 3 different corner stores that I go to around here, but sometimes I'll go to this one. Alright, y'all, so next is our errand of going to the supermarket so I can pick up some milk and some sugar. And then lastly, we're going for some Popeyes. So come with me along. Sugar, sugar, sugar. That's salt. That's tea bags. Flour. Woo. Alright, now I just need to get some milk. Alright, y'all, I'm trying to look for some milk that's not like $5, but it seems kind of hard. Prices is going up, remember that. Be aware, look out for what's to happen next. That's all I'll keep it at. Alright, y'all. I guess I'll just get like this vanilla oat milk or something. That's $4.99. And I got some brown sugar. So we're about to go check that out. Alright, y'all, so next is our errand of going to the supermarket so I can pick up some milk and some sugar. And then lastly, we're going for some Popeyes. So come with me along. Sugar, sugar, sugar. That's salt. That's tea bags. Flour.
Alright, now I just need to get some milk. Alright, yeah, I'm trying to look for some milk that's not like $5, but it seems kind of hard. Prices is going up, remember that. Be aware, look out for what's to happen next. That's all I'll keep it at. Alright, yo. I guess I'll just get like this vanilla oat milk or something. That's $4.99. And I got some brown sugar. So we're about to go check that out. Alright, y'all. So we just left the corner store. And now we're about to go to the dollar store so we can get some aluminum foil, some sponges, and some garbage bags. Aluminum foil. Probably don't even need something this big. I probably just need something that's like this. I just get like one of these. Need to look for some garbage bags. So this, and then she said she needs some sponges. That probably would be in like household and other stuff. I see spray bottles, I see stuff for your bathroom. No sponges. See air fresheners, which you can never run out of in my room. Because I've been to some stink ass rooms. And I promised I would never be that person. Sponges. It's like a 4-pack, it looks like, for like $1. So I'll just do that. Yeah. Candles, shampoo, soap, lotion, Vaseline. Never anything you don't need here. Alright, y'all, so next is our errand of going to the supermarket so I can pick up some milk and some sugar. And then lastly, we're going for some Popeyes. So come with me along. Sugar, sugar, sugar. That's salt. That's tea bags. Flour. Woo. Alright, now I just need to get some milk. Alright, yeah, I'm trying to look for some milk that's not like $5, but it seems kind of hard. Prices is going up, remember that. Be aware, look out for what's to happen next. That's all I'll keep it at. Alright, yo. I guess I'll just get like this vanilla oat milk or something. That's $4.99. And I got some brown sugar. So we're about to go check that out. Alright, y'all. So we're at Popeyes getting some dinner for tonight. Waiting in line. I always normally get like the manager special. Otherwise you're gonna end up spending like $20 on fucking fries and chicken. So always get something light. I'm coming here for years now. Alright, y'all, so now we're walking back home from our errands and we are on our way home. Yeah, I also, I forgot to mention, I also like dropped off a bag of clothes that don't fit me anymore. Kind of believed in like having clothes that don't fit you. And you're like, oh, well, if I lose 30 more pounds or if I lose 20 more pounds, it'll fit, so I'll keep it just in case. That don't make any sense to me. Just give them away and find clothes that fit you now. And if you do lose weight, then you do lose weight and you buy new clothes. But right now we're walking past the elderly home where I pass by every day. And I was wearing a dress one time to go hang out with my boyfriend, and some very smelly old men catcalled me and said I looked good. So we don't walk on that side of the road anymore. We try not to, because of constant situations like that. So this is my old elementary school. Those are the days. Y'all young people, y'all better hold on to it while you can, because it goes in the blink of an eye. And next thing you know, you're 30, you're part of a sister-wife triangle. The raining kind of cooled down a bit, so now it's like just kind of like misty. It's crazy the improvements at the school that your old school makes that were never there when you were there. When you were going there, everything was falling apart, but now that you left, now they want to do a paint job. But yeah, right now we're just walking home. Nothing too spectacular. Thank y'all for coming with me on my errands. Y'all got like a little bonus content. And I will see y'all when I get back home.